What is up, you guys? Welcome to another brilliant episode of Impact on Social. And as usual, I am your host, All Things Chris, and we are here just doing the most today. And I say that because my guest is actually a very good friend of mine, and I haven't seen him in years. And I just want to do a little catch up. We're just doing a little catch up, seeing where he's at, where I'm at, and just touching up on a few things, what it's been like for him, because he lives away and I live here. And I can't wait for you guys to chime in on that entire discussion. So let us know where you're watching from, and definitely comment in the section here below on how much you love Impact on Social. Tag us Impact on Social on Instagram and on Facebook as well. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my guest. My guest today is Mr. Alex Samia.
Thank you.
Sasa.
What's up?
Oh my gosh, you guy.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
I think the last time I saw you was 2016.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is a minute, a hot one.
Exactly. Although COVID came and 2 years gone, so it doesn't feel that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like it doesn't feel that long?
No, like after COVID.
Yeah. Everybody kind of lost the 2 years.
Yes.
More or less. Because nobody saw nobody.
Yes.
Yeah. I've missed you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So, we go way back, of course, Aleki.
Yes.
We used to call him Aleki back then. So Alex and I actually lived in downtown Toronto. I think I was in uni at the time. I was at Ryerson, and you were already working.
Yes.
So you were the guy buying drinks.
I guess.
Yeah, of course, I remember like whenever we'd go out and Alex would show up, like you always like took care of us. Like, at least there would be a boti there, Oh, okay. So thanks, man.
I don't know.
Later. So yeah, let's talk about careers, and also like let's talk about like like just life away from home as well, like what it's like living in the big city. We both lived there, but I know you also moved.
Yes.
And now you are in Nunavut.
Yes.
Tell us a bit more about the cultural difference, if there's any at all, because it's still Canada.
So cultural difference of Toronto and Nunavut?
Yes.
Okay, so Toronto is a big city.
And that's where we both lived at. I'm sorry if I didn't make it clear. We were both in Toronto, Canada. Okay, so which we are not anymore.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about what it was like there, and then what it's like where he's at, where I'm at. So tell us about Nunavut.
Yeah. So Nunavut is one of the territories in Canada. Canada has 10 provinces and three territories. Mm-hmm. Nunavut is the largest in size, land-wise.
I didn't even know that.
But the smallest in population, because it's in the Arctic.
Yeah. I remember when you moved there, Rosie and some of us were thinking like, is he going to stay?
Yes.
Because you love to party too. And I was like, you're going to miss what is here downtown.
I know. A lot of people used to place bets, but...
Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys actually placed bets?
Oh, yeah.
On how long you would actually stay before you come back?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I moved from Toronto, population almost 2 million.
Wow. Yeah.
Then moved to a smaller town in Nunavut called Kugloktuk. Population 1,500.
We have to write that down here.
So population was 1,500, so it was a huge...
What? 1,500 what?
1,500 people.
You're kidding me.
It was a really, really small town.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, bit of a change.
Yeah.
Culture-wise.
Yeah.
Like even infrastructure, just the way the towns are developed.
Are there no tall buildings?
No, like it's a small town.
Wow.
Like one of my biggest shock when I got there was nobody told me there was no restaurant.
What do you mean? What do they eat?
You cook.
You have to cook?
Exactly.
Oh my God, that sucks. You don't even like to cook.
Yeah. No, I did. I did like to cook, but
now
every once in a while. No, like I've always liked to. Okay, I've always.
But you always had. I remember your apartment.
Yeah.
It was always super organized. But I don't remember food.
Yeah, I used
Did
to
you
cook? I used to cook every once in a while. Like
I
I knew
think
how
we
to
used to
cook
order
moving from here.
pizza.
Yeah,
Every now and
when
then.
you're hosting and it's easier to do that. But
Yeah.
no, I knew how to cook.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so that was the biggest shock when I moved there.
Yeah.
But with time, it actually got comfortable.
Yeah.
And it actually opened up because, again, in Toronto, you want to hang out with people, you go to a club,
Yeah, yeah.
parties like that. Back there, you make good friends, real friends. Then it's house parties if
Yeah.
you need to hang out.
Yeah.
So relationships there were actually way more meaningful.
Stronger.
And the other good thing I liked about Kugloktuk is, like in big cities, especially as immigrants, we tend to just hang around our own people.
True.
So it closes a lot of
Avenues.
yeah, like because you're hanging around the same people, you're doing
Kenyans.
the same things.
Yeah.
But there you're forced to actually network and make friends with a very diverse group of people.
Yeah.
Because like when we go to Toronto, as Kenyans, we're the foreigners and we're the others, right?
Yeah.
And now you move from Toronto, you go to a small town like Kugloktuk,
Yeah.
and you guys are the others. You with all the white people who moved from
Yeah.
every other part of Canada, so you guys are the
So
others, like you're the
you sort of
minority.
became a family.
Yeah. So it's easier to make friends, and then
Yeah.
the other thing that made it so easy was Kugloktuk is one of the friendliest places I've ever been on earth.
Yeah.
Like I walked in, the day I got there, people stop you in the store, shake your hand.
But I'm not
tell you to
surprised
welcome.
though. Like you've always been super friendly.
No, like I'm telling you, people do that to strangers there, not
Yeah.
just to me.
Yeah.
Like anybody walks into the town and
Yeah, yeah.
everybody in town will shake your hand.
Wow.
Like you drive around and people are waving at you.
Yeah.
And after a while, like that sold me. And I when I left Toronto, I said I'll go for a year.
Yeah.
Then I thought I'd do 3 years. And I ended up staying there for 8 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy because I remember we'd talk like on Facebook, and in the beginning though we were doing I think a bit of WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And then people just lose touch because I think I went back to the airlines.
Yeah.
And yeah, you remember that?
That was some interesting times.
Yeah. Man, like when I think about my friends in my 20s, like you're at the top of that list.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
you came through for me a lot of times. Like
need
even
to,
if it
you
was
need
just
to.
a ride, like we're like, let's me and Wambo are like, let's call Aleki. Aleki knows where we'll go, the hotspots. Like I love that.
Lots of house parties back then too,
We
right?
did have a lot of at Jumbos. Man, if you're watching from Toronto, like just mention it here. Like some of our old friends,
Yes.
like it would be nice to, just even have like a virtual kind of discussion
Yeah.
with some of the old guys. Our DJ Solo in the house.
Foxes.
Yes, Foxes used to do photography too.
Yeah, he
He
still
did.
does.
He did
yeah.
a lot of shots for me as
He
well.
still does, yeah.
Yeah. Who else?
DJC.
Riggs. Who?
DJC.
DJ
CY.
C. Oh man, who's that?
You don't remember CY?
Oh, CY.
Yeah. Nice guy.
Serial.
Yes.
Serial. I know him as Serial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's brother to. Is it Brenda?
Brenda, yeah.
Yes. Brenda, we still talk. Brenda Kwesi
Okay.
on Facebook.
Nice.
We still chat. Oh my gosh! Like what? Why Mimo got married, moved to Ottawa with gosh, what's his name? The big guy.
Don't remember, but I knew when she moved to Ottawa.
You actually
Like,
went
I
to
ran
Ottawa
into
to
her,
see
yeah.
her.
No, I ran into her. I was there for some work business.
Yeah. Because you flew in.
Yeah,
And
and there was
then
a
had to-
Kenyan event, and that's
Yeah.
how I ran into her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, what's your experience like? I hear you with Nunavut, how you kind of sort of like made this community. You just, everybody was super friendly and everybody kind of just meshed. It didn't matter whether you're white or what part of the world you're from. Like you saying how, like if you come from a different part of Canada and come visit, that's when you're the others.
Yes.
Because you guys sort of, do you feel like that's such a difference from what it was like in Toronto? Because I feel, personally, I'm of the opinion in Toronto, we kind of clustered with our own cultures.
Yes.
And who felt like they could relate to you the most. Do you feel like that was so different, like how the Canadians of Nunavut were and the ones? in Toronto? Like, what's your take?
Yeah, because
Yeah?
it's actually I think it's a human trait. We always look for the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
So if you're in Canada,
Yeah.
Sinua Kenya, that's your people.
Yeah, yeah.
Then when you're bundled together as Kenyans in a Kenyan event, that's
Yeah.
when kuna Mkikuyu, kuna Mjaluo.
Yeah.
Like we always look for the lowest common denominator, and it's human.
Wow.
So that's the
I think
same.
maybe it's because it's so big. Could it be?
Not really. It's just it's the same thing because even as those others come, because our majority population in Nunavut is Inuit.
Oh, is it?
So everybody else is the other,
Oh.
right?
And could you explain to people what Inuit means?
Inuit are the
Indians?
like the native people
Canadians.
of Canada,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
The first people of Canada.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who are prioritized by...
Deservedly so.
They do deserve it.
Yes.
Yeah. We learn about them in school, like in uni. Like
Yes.
it was a whole program and topic around them. And I love the fact that you get to understand that Canada is one of those countries where most people are actually immigrants, and but they sort of seem like they were there
Yes.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do deserve it. I think they're the friendliest people there are around, actually.
Pretty much. Like
Yeah.
I live in that population and they're nothing but nice to me.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I've still been there. Like I'm 10 years now
Yeah.
in Nunavut. Yeah.
Then it must be something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you ask me if I'll ever move back to Toronto, I don't think I would.
Do you think you would move back here?
To Kenya?
Yeah.
I'm actually interested to know your perspective since you actually relocated.
Are you
Like,
surprised?
how has it been? Yeah, yeah. Like knowing you, and I expected you'd be successful wherever you go because
Oh,
you
thank
did
you.
the airlines, you came back, and you
Yeah.
always had your thing going. So I didn't expect anything less, but still, I'm curious to know what your experience is.
Well, I mean, oh my gosh. This is probably the most adult conversation we've ever had, Aleki. Like I'm even almost awkward. Yeah, I mean, it's because, this is my friend, you guys, so for us, we're more or less like, but even still, it's been long. Like, man, like I saw you in 2016. That's like 8 years ago.
Yes.
What? So it's been a big difference. So as you guys know, I did relocate back home in 2018, the start of it. And yeah, my experience has been bittersweet. Mm-hmm. It has the sweet side of it, and it has also that ka-cha, ka-cha side of it, And it's because, you're used to getting paid by the dollar, you're used to getting paid by the hour. I had a pretty good job, I was working for VRL.
Yes.
And so that had a lot of perks. If nothing else, even the benefits, the time and above.
You need to actually tell most Canadians they need to take the VRL.
You enjoyed it.
I took it because
Yes.
During COVID, flights were crazy expensive. So I did Ottawa to Toronto.
Yes.
And it's totally worth it.
It is. And you get to see the scenery.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry,
gorgeous.
You can go back on.
No, VRL is where I worked. So it's more like an airline, but now rail. So, we just move passengers from one part of Canada to the next. So, that's how I got to see all of Canada. I was in Montreal, Winnipeg, went to Vancouver. I would have never been to a lot of these places. Windsor, London, Ontario. I would have never been to any of these Canadian places. Canada is one of the largest. Man, I think after Russia, right?
Yeah, second largest country in the
It's like
world,
the
yes.
second largest country in the world. So
Yeah.
there's like just a flight from Toronto to Vancouver is 8 hours. How long is the flight to Nunavut?
No, it's not. Like Nunavut is like, okay, Nunavut stretches 3
It's
times.
huge. Yeah, so no, your city.
So yeah,
Which
where
I
I'm
can never
at,
pronounce.
it's actually not that bad. Like it's 3 hours from Iqaluit to
Ottawa, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad.
Same time if you fly direct to Toronto.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
So back to the question you were asking. Moving back, I think for me, 2018, 2019, 2018 was a blur, and of course, my circumstances.
Yes.
And I appreciate you being such a friend.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's crazy because when people think because you're not in the same geographical zone, sometimes you can't really be there for the other person. And, you were there for me. You were there for me a lot. Like on Facebook, we used to chat. I remember sometimes we just hop on a call. And I blocked a lot of people in 2018. Sometimes that's what pain does to you. Like you kind of don't want to talk to people. So I'm getting back into that space where I want to talk to people I knew in my 20s and stuff like that. So I'm in a happy place. And coming back in 2018 was more or less like, I don't want to talk about 2018. However, 2020, after now my baby girl was like about a year old, is when I started really like figuring out what am I really going to do for work. I've been home for 2 years. My life has just stagnated. Because of like, so, mental health issues. Having come out of that, now I wanted to like, just get into my purpose, get into my drive and my thing. And I think, the exposure I've had having a Canadian education, which I paid for myself, so I don't want you guys to think that you can't go abroad if you can't educate yourself. Like what I loved about Canada, and I think it's there in the States, is that you can work, certain hours and then go to school certain hours. I used to work 8 to 4 and then go to class from 6 to 10 at Ryerson. So you can pay through your way to education. But what I loved about that, the skills I got and the exposure I got, is that I was able to kind of figure out 1 or 2 ways to become an entrepreneur. It's not easy. You need a support system. You need someone who helps to back you up, and sometimes even financially. For me, I had the support, from my family, from my mom, mentally. But I think financially, I just started with what I had. So I remember thinking, what am I going to do for work? And I started with Airbnb. So took up an apartment, took one apartment. Yeah, I took one apartment not too far from here in Lavington. And I decided to furnish it. But I was doing it as an outlet because, I'm an interior designer now. And for me, just putting a space together makes me feel... So I was putting it together but I didn't even have what am I going to do with it? And then the idea came, about like, you can actually rent the space out and people will pay nightly. That ended up birthing 3 more apartments.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy, right? And then the people who would come to the units would be like, where is this sofa from? Where is this table from? Where did you buy this piece? Like people would actually be curious. And then that birthed my whole interior design consultancy business. So I ended up going back on Skillshare, Udemy, learned a few courses online, just kept upping my knowledge. And, it's just so that and now, that's how I even teach. I have a masterclass. I teach interior design. Yeah. So it's crazy. I feel like there's no actual real route to how this is going to work out for you, being a diaspora and coming back home. It's crazy mentally because, you're not going to have the same type of financial resources that you used to have. You have to kind of have a lifestyle shift. Your mindset has to adapt to where you're at. But I feel like if you know someone who's done it, like if you came back, like, don't worry, bro, I gotcha. Yeah. If you came back, I'll hold your hand.
Okay. But
you are doing so well. Do you think you would ever consider coming back home?
It's a question that I ask myself, just like I asked myself, would I ever move back to Toronto?
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of times I've always said no, and I had good reasons to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm softening on that.
Yeah. Are you?
I am.
Okay.
I'm not yet there.
Not yet there. Yeah.
But I can see a path.
Yeah. A lot of people ask me like you said, you were surprised that I did come back because I just seemed like I would not be the one that would come back. I tried to get my mom to come a couple times. That failed. So I think at some point, I didn't think I would ever come back. Circumstances brought me back. Because I don't know whether you remember, but you know, a group of you guys, Kenyans and my friends from West Africa, are the ones who put together like a GoFundMe account to bring me back home. Because I was cuckoo, you know. So you know, I say that now with jest because it's in the past, you know. But you know, it shows you the importance of having that community, because that sense of it, you know, because that's what comes through for you, I think. It's not always like party, let's have a good time, you know. There are times when ish gets rough, you know. So it's nice that you know, I think it's crazy now that you're talking about your community where you are in Nunavut, and like how that would come through for you. Do you feel like they would come through for you if you were going through something? Like, has that become your new family?
Interesting.
I know, right? It gets you thinking.
Like, you know, it's a funny thing is, like, I've always kept this core group of true friends who happen to be that community. And we don't have to be in the same geographic location, right? Yeah, but I have some really good friendships there. Like Shem?
Do you talk?
No, like I haven't seen him ever since I moved, to be honest.
He came back home. We were doing some apartments of his in Nakuru a while back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. But no, like I
Who do you talk to, though?
A lot of people that we used to know, we still talk. I probably talk to more people in Toronto than they talk to each other, because I keep my friends.
Right? I mean, you were like like you knew what was happening every weekend. Like, I'm just gonna call a Leki and I'll have a plan. Like, you were that guy. But do you ever like sometimes sit back and kind of miss our 20s? Like how crazy we were. Like, we were so spontaneous. Like, we didn't really have to think everything through. Like, it's like, if I want to go out, like, I'm going to go out and have myself a good time.
See, I still think I can do that, but now I'm wiser. Like,
so that means you're still limited.
A bit more responsible, and it comes with age. There are things that you still can't do. Like, you can't just drink yourself silly. That used to be a thing back then.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
But no, like I like the position we're in right now. I still treasure and cherish those memories. Lots of friendships that were made back then. That's why we're here right now.
So
but no, like it served its purpose. Now it's time to move on.
Gosh, that's like what? Like, I think I knew you back in, must be like 2011 thereabouts, 2010, even before. Because when did you move? When did you move?
2008, 2009.
That's when we knew each other. Oh my gosh, because I moved in Canada in 2007. 2007 May. Yeah. So you remember that much?
No, like I can remember where we used to hang out, and I know where I used to be. Oh yeah.
And you thought I was cute. Oh man, it's so crazy because we don't want to go there. But no, we don't want to do that. But 2008, man, that's when I was living in east of Toronto. Like, we were living at Main Street.
No, actually, when I knew you used to live at that Dufferin area.
You remember?
Yeah.
Then that was in 2008, Because in the beginning, when I came in 2007, I lived in Main Street, then moved to Dufferin. Later on in maybe 08, I don't even remember.
And
I can't remember.
You had this cute apartment.
Oh.
And you're still doing all that interior design shit, like you see.
I don't even remember that much.
You don't remember talking about it? Like, oh, I just bought this couch and I put this little pillow and it makes a difference. It was from way back.
I don't. But everyone who knows me says to me, like, this is not new, Christine. You've always been this way.
No, it was natural, for sure.
Yeah. You used to call
like,
me
even when you come to visit, like, you're like, oh, that doesn't belong there. You know what you can get? You can get a mirror on that wall.
I used to pick apart your apartment.
Oh, yeah.
I did that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was cool.
Yeah, anyway,
I
you were
remember.
easy. You were easy. Well, I mean, thanks for coming. This was such a nice chit chat. I mean, I do hope at some point, I get emotional. I mean, when I think about growing up, on a lot of things, like I feel like one of them being the fact that you're not always in the same space with your friends, and sometimes catching up can just has to be virtual, either on Facebook or and that gets me a bit sad. But I think what makes me happy is knowing everybody's doing good. You
Yes.
know that is like, So I'm sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a lot. So, sometimes, we are all going through something in our lives, and we don't always talk about it. But I think it's important to just keep that connection going, Any wedding bells in the corner somewhere coming about for you? Any family life? Are you joining us in the family lives?
I don't know yet. Like we're getting there. We're getting there.
Sometime soon.
We're getting there. Hopefully.
Yeah. I never saw you getting committed like being
No,
that
like
guy.
hey,
But
I had
can't
to
wait.
go through the maturity phase,
Yes.
and I'm there now.
Yeah. Well, I can kind of tell.
Yeah.
Well, it was really nice to have you here. Thanks so much for coming on my new podcast. How do you feel? Do you like it?
Thank you. I like it, man. You did a good job here.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Yeah, like you guys are among the first ones to come, so thank you so much for coming. Today's chit chat, you guys, was just me catching up with an old friend, and sometimes that's just part of life. It has its own impact, and just the type of impact that friendship has had on you over the years, that also can be a part that enriches our lives, just knowing that you have people you can rely on, whether that is virtually or in person. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this chit chat, this nice conversation with my friend Alex. Do comment down here, let us know what you enjoyed, and if there are some friendships as well that you haven't caught up on in years, and what that's like whenever you meet up with those type of people. And definitely follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, Impact on Social, #us Impact on Social. Alex, unataka watu wakufuate or you just easy?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. He doesn't want the followers. Just follow us. Follow us, Impact on Social, on Instagram, on Facebook, and a hashtag as well. I'm your host, All Things Chris, and until the next one, bye guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.